I'm going to quickly show you how to cross-cancel. This is cross-cancel. First thing I'm going to do is solve this regular without cross-canceling. To do this type of multiplication, all you do is you multiply the top, which would give you 6. 3 times 2 is 6. And multiply the bottom. 4 times 6 is 24. At this point, you would have to simplify because you can see that 6 and 24 can go smaller. If you did that, some students would put 2 into them and then they'd have to simplify again, do it several times. Or some of them may say 6 goes into both. So you would do 6 divided by 6 equals 1, and 6 divided by 24, 24 divided by 6 equals 4. And then they would get their answer in lowest terms, 1/4. Now cross-canceling is a shorter way to do this that can save you the simplifying part. The way this works is you actually look at the two numbers that are opposite each other. The way I like to think of it is like the multiply sign shows you which two numbers you can cross-cancel from. The first, just starting with 1, we'll start with 3 and 6. We look at both those numbers and we find a number that can go into both of them. 3 goes into 3 and 3 goes into 6. So we can cross-cancel those two using 3. To do that, we say how many times does 3 go into 3. We cross it out and we say 3 goes into 3 one time. Then we come down here to the 6 and we say how many times does 3 go into 6. It goes in there 2 times. Okay? Then we look at our opposites. We look at 2 and 4 and we do the same thing. What number goes into both 2 and 4? 2 goes into 2 and 2 goes into 4. So 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 4 2 times. We just cross-canceled. Really all we did was simplify before we get to the end. It makes the multiplication a little easier too, because 1 times 1 is going to be 1, and 2 times 2 is going to be 4. This gives us the exact same answer. It's just a little easier for students to cross-cancel instead of simplifying these bigger numbers. Alright, here's another one. Same thing as last time. We're going to look at diagonals. Doesn't matter which ones you do first. So let's look at the 2 and the 4. What number goes into both 2 and 4? They're both even, so we know 2 goes into them. 2 goes into 2 one time, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. Good. Now let's look at our other direction. Let's look over here at our 3 and our 9. 3 and 9, both odd numbers. We notice that 3 times 3 is 9. They're very similar. So we know 3 goes into both of those. 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. Then we just multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. It's in lowest terms. Now if we would have done it the other way, we would have had 2 times 3, which is 6, and 9 times 4, which is 36. You can still simplify. It just is going to take you a little longer for students who don't realize you divide by 6, because you'd have to divide by 2, which would give you 3. Let's see 2. Which would have given us 3/18, which could have still gone smaller to 1/6. Is that right? Yeah, 1/6. Same answer, except we had to simplify this way, and this way it's a little bit easier. Alright, here's another one. On this one, we have a 1 and an 8. Now, we could divide those both by 1, but then we'd get 1 and an 8 again. So if ever you have 1 as one of the numbers to cross-cancel, you know it's already as low as it can go. So in that case, you don't move on. You just look at the other ones. So sometimes you can only do 2 numbers instead of all 4. 3 and 9, we did this one before. 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. Then I just multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 8 is 24. Like I tell my students, if you see a 1, then you're done. 1 on top means it's in the lowest terms already. Alright, here's the last one, and this is actually a pretty easy one. First, I look at 1 and 3. Like I said before, if you see a 1, it can't go any smaller. I could still divide 1 by 1 and I'd get 1, and then 3 divided by 1, I'd still get 3. It gives me the exact same, so I don't even waste my time. So I'm just going to look at my other side, 2 and 2. Now here's a cool one. If ever you see the exact same numbers, you just divide it by that number. So with a 2 and a 2, you divide by 2, and you will get a 1 and a 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Those ones are the easiest. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 3 is 3. And you're finished.